time to go to work. See, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work, yeah, it's time to go to work. Gone clock in, clock in, clock in, gone clock in, clock in, clock in, gone clock in, clock in, clock in, clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. See my defense, they on the field right now. Yeah, my defense, they yelling 3 and now. Yeah, my defense, they don't like your quarterback. So my defense, all trying to get them sacks. With the ball in the air, secondary go to work. Byron Jones, he be there, he be lying, he be lurking. If you get past him, Jeff Heath gon' hurt him. Put the ball down, go ahead and run it. I got a hot front four when they coming. Plus we got the best linebacker duo in the whole NFL. We the hot boys sizzling on fire, come to give your team hell. Clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work, yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work, yeah, it's time to go to work. Go defense, defense, go defense, defense, gone, defense, defense, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. I know I said at the beginning of this track, man, that we had like a top 10 or like a top 5. Hot boys gearing up to be triple D, you know what I'm saying? Clock Dallas Doomsday. Listen what the hot boys tell them. Put me in, coach. Yeah, we all hard hitters. Smith.
The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is only a few months from kicking off, but this year, let's do things a little different. Instead of just watching games at home or just going to a game, let's actually experience our Dallas Cowboys, just like West Coast does. Cowboys Experience is my one-stop shop for all my Cowboys game day weekends. Their packages are all inclusive, including 2 nights hotel accommodation. We'll pick you up and drop you off at the airport and game. Want to hang out and get autographs from current and former Cowboy greats like Drew Pearson? If you're ready to experience the Dallas Cowboys like no other, make sure you inbox West Coast or go to cowboysexperience.com today. The 2019 Dallas. What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and we are live in the building, man. We got my boy Boss Cowboy out in the field, and he got him out at training camp today. So we wanted to go ahead and get him on here as quickly as possible. You know what I'm saying? But it is your boy West Coast, and as always, we come to you guys live around this time to give you guys a show each day. Make sure I got everything up so we can ready to get this thing popping. All right, bam, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, man. So what's going on?
Hold up real quick. All right, bam. All right, there you go. All right, we live at practice. Boss Cowboy, you on?
Yeah, what's up, man? So, yeah, we sitting actually on the side with the offensive linemen. What they doing is right now they practicing on special teams. So they doing kickoff return, as you can see that, but what's interesting right now, they have Wilson back there as a returner, which is pretty odd, but cool, because I've never seen him return. But anyway, so that's what they're doing. They're doing special teams, and they're working with the offensive lineman right now.
Okay. And, man, how's kind of like the atmosphere? Hey, make sure you guys share, man. Make sure you guys share. We had to get right into the show. We didn't do our normal little thing because they're only allowing cameras out there for so long today, so we had to get right into it. So make sure you guys share, man. Make sure you guys share this content. We got Boss Cowboy live at practice out there today, man. They had made it. What are you yesterday? While we waiting for people to get in, you can kind of sit up and post for a minute. While we waiting for people to get in, you guys heard my thoughts yesterday on the whole Jaylon Smith deal. I ain't gonna lie. Jaylon Smith is a guy who has supported this page. Kyron, he is a guy who has supported this page, and he supported West Coast with giving me little interviews and things like that, and just showing your boy love. So I'm definitely excited about him getting paid. Definitely excited about him getting paid, man. He is well deserved. I'm happy that he's gonna be a Cowboy for the next 5 years. But at the same time, you also got to look at the positives and the negatives of everything. You know what I'm saying? So Boss Cowboy, I gave him my take on it yesterday. What were your thoughts on the Jaylon Smith deal?
Man, we was about as close as the 100% as you can get because we actually predicted a lot of things that happened. One of the things that we said, because I took notes on some of the things that we said before it happened, we said, first of all, that this contract will be used because he hinted to the fourth player. So we said that contract will be used as leverage against the three. They can doing that right now. That's why you're hearing Jerry say stuff like team, team, team when he's referring to Jaylon. And he's making little statements to make it seem as if if you don't take a team-friendly deal like Jaylon, that you don't care about the Dallas Cowboys. It's really about trying to get the public against the big three to try to put pressure on them. And I think it's a last-ditch effort to try to get them signed for a friendly deal. Another thing that we talked about was that he talked about that the stopping the bleeding would come from his ass, if y'all remember that. He talked about it would come from his anatomy. So this is that move. This is why we also predicted that Jaylon or whoever the fourth guy that they hinted to would more than likely be before the three. We said all of that. The only thing we got wrong was who that that fourth person was. We said it was Byron. Now, one thing that
I don't want to jump out there and say we got it wrong, because what my approach was this. I said it was either going to be Byron Jones or Jaylon Smith, and then I said that it shouldn't be Byron Jones because I didn't feel that he earned a contract yet. And then I said if I was Jaylon Smith, I would have waited till next year where I was a restricted free agent and could have tested the market and could have guaranteed myself a contract that was conducive to, where I was playing at. Like, I love the fact that Jaylon Smith got paid. I absolutely love it. The only thing that I don't like about the contract is I feel like the Dallas Cowboys underpaid him. And my problem when you underpay a player, a great player, is what happens in 1 or 2 years when he actually makes a Pro Bowl. When he actually makes a Pro Bowl, when he actually gets that All Pro. You know what I'm saying? What happens to this contract then? You know what I'm saying? Because at $12.5 million, think about this. If you don't restructure with Sean Lee makes $10 million this year. So are you really going to tell me that Jaylon Smith is only $2 million better than Sean Lee? Like, in my opinion, I feel like, I'm happy. I kind of feel like I know what got him too, was that guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing about guaranteed money is you got to get to the guaranteed money. Guaranteed money is not money that they just give you today. That money is divided over the life of the contract. If they give you $30 million guaranteed, they're going to divide that over that $35 million over 5 years, and you'll get that money over the 5 years. But if you injured or suspended, you won't get to that money, or release, you won't get to that money. So it's like, in my opinion, a guy like Jaylon Smith, a guy who, and I'm so tired of this, Jerry Jones took a chance on him. No, he didn't, man. Jaylon Smith was the 4th pick in the 2nd round. That is a top lottery pick. That is someone who was wanted. Like, let's be real. That is someone who was wanted. And we already know that the New England Patriots had put it out there that they were very much interested in Jaylon Smith. Jerry Jones didn't bet on Jaylon Smith. Jaylon Smith betted on himself. I don't like that narrative. I don't like that narrative. And like I said, Jaylon Smith, he's going to be making $12.5 million a year. If you go look at his stats compared to C.J. Mosley's stats, bro, he's killing C.J. Mosley. And think about this. Jaylon Smith's only played 22 games in the NFL. C.J. Mosley's like 100 games deep. Not 100, he like 80-something, 87-something. So not only do you have a younger player, you have less tread on him. Jaylon Smith, in my opinion, had the ability to be one of the highest paid linebackers in the NFL. And I'm going to tell you like this. I know it's team friendly. It's team friendly until guess what? Until it's not friendly anymore. And from what I've seen, Jerry Jones does not do a good job of negotiating with players in the middle of their contracts who feel that they should make more money. And I know this isn't a problem today, but I feel like this contract could definitely be a problem in the next 2 years. Especially if if think about this, bro. If he's a Pro Bowler this year, there's no way he takes this contract. No way. No way. No way, bro. At $12 million, bro, he's like one of the lower paid. Like, and then he's younger than all these dudes. And then the thing that really bothers me about the contract also is, think about this. Jaylon Smith, think about the money that you lost on the first contract because you got hurt. So it's like this wasn't no Jerry Jones took a chance on me. Like, no, bruh. Like, you were the 4th overall pick in the 2nd round, bruh. Like, there were other teams that were very much interested in you if it wasn't just for Jerry Jones also. You know, so I love the deal for right now and for what it does for the Cowboys. My only issue is in 2 years when Leighton Vander Esch is time to get paid, there is going to be a ridiculous difference between Leighton Vander Esch's contract and Jaylon Smith's contract. And my question is Jaylon Smith going to have an issue with that? What's your thoughts, Boss Cowboy?
You'll feel like the pastor know you was reading email. He's been in your computer and he's been in your phone, right? So the message that Steven was preaching was a message that only really related to Jalen. Like when he was saying stuff like, they are not going to turn down this type of money. Like when you talking to Dak, who's never been injured, he's going to take the chance. If you're talking to Cooper, who's never been injured, he's going to take the chance. If you're talking to Zeke, who's never been injured, he's going to take the chance. But when you was one game away from being a millionaire.
One game, bruh. One game.
One game. So that message that Steven was preaching was registering to Jalen because he was like, I'm still not a millionaire right now. And I still want to be a millionaire. So I can go for trying to get extra millions, which he deserves and should have got. And if he would have bet on himself, more than likely would have received. Or he could say, I can take this money now. So when Steven was preaching to the crowd, one person was listening, and that person that was listening actually took the deal. And that's what happened. And they knew that this deal was coming, and that's why they wanted to leverage this deal to try to make him feel like he's the guy, that's the team guy, by taking the team Philly deal. You know, and I can't fault him because if you ever lose millions when you were so close to getting millions,
it makes you thirsty for it again.
You know what I mean? So it's like they basically did a good job of taking advantage of a guy that was real close to money, that walked away from money, that has a chance at money again.
Yeah,
and they were just in a hurry. He didn't play this like that. Who's betting on himself and waiting it out. He's not, he's not doing it like that. But see, also Dak, who's actually sitting behind me right here,
turn the camera. Let us see something, Boss Cowboy. Turn the camera. Let us see something.
Yeah. So this Dak right here. And one thing I can observe about Dak, that's Dak right there.
Boss, turn the camera.
I did.
Okay.
It's one thing I can tell you about Dak right now that I've been watching him since he walked out. Dak is always working on something. Always. And he's using every bit of his time to work on his game. I see him working on his feet. I saw him working on shoulder motions. I saw him working on everything. He wasn't out here chilly-chatting, lollygagging. When he came out on the field, it was all business. So just my observation. But thinking about it from Jalen's standpoint, he's gone now. But he's looking like he's getting ready to throw some balls. But thinking about it from Jalen's standpoint, Jalen also was kind of perfectly teed up as a perfect advocate against the three because he bought into the message. Like he was saying, I believe in the Dallas Cowboys as the entity. I believe in the value and all of that kind of stuff. And it's like, Jalen, understand, man. Look, you lost millions. This is your chance to be a millionaire, and you took it. And I'm actually not mad at him. What I really don't like more so is how they're using it, and we predicted that they was going to use it to try to make the other guys look like if you don't do that deal, you're not really a loyal Dallas Cowboy. And that's how they paint it. But the good thing about it is they're going to only probably do it for a little while. I don't see them holding off. I think they're going to try to use this Jalen contract for maybe 1 week, the last week of preseason, where they have to have real games in this third game to try to put the public pressure and the last-minute push to try to get those 3 signs.
Yeah, and then also, this is something that we also got to be cognitive too. Like for us fans who plan on being fans for our entire lives, like if you only are going to be a Cowboy fan for this year, for this season, then I can get why you don't care if a contract is going to affect us 2 years from now. I get it because you don't plan on being a fan in the next 2 years. But a guy like myself who plans on being a fan for at least the next, Average black man lives to 87 if he has good health, no diabetes, all his feet, good wife. You be 87. I mean, I'm 37. Well, I got a 50 piece. I'm thinking I'm gonna be a good 50 piece. I got 50 more Cowboy years in me. So because of that, I'm a possibly be observant of any contract that happens over the next 50 years, at least while I'm alive. Because all those contracts are going to affect each other. And also something you got to remember too, that all these contracts are going to be signed by the same person. So you can look at how Jerry Jones did someone 3 years ago and kind of almost predict how he's going to do someone 2 years from now. That's called trending. Now, I know on a lot of shows, they just jump up and down and just be all excited because we signed a Cowboy and he's going to be a Cowboy for the next 5 years. But let's be realistic. When was the last time a Cowboy actually finished an extension without being asked to take a pay cut, a restructure, or flat out cut? Players in Dallas don't make it. They don't make it. Like, let's just be real. They don't make it. Tony didn't make it. Dez didn't make it. These are players who are pinnacle players in your franchise who didn't make it. Then you also got to look at it like this. You have an example of what's going on in Atlanta, where they have a guy like Julio Jones, who what happened is the first time they gave him an extension, they undersigned him. He took a team-friendly deal. Well, guess what? Team-friendly is only friendly when it's friendly. When you go to the Pro Bowl and you're standing around and you see you have better stats than all these guys, but they're the ones driving up in three-piece Bentleys, you're like, wow, something's really wrong here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's where you start, because that's what you guys got to understand. Jaylon's going to start making Pro Bowls. He's going to start making all pros. So he's going to be hanging around those type of guys. Why? Because they get accoladed around the same amount of time. So guess what? When he's in that room and he's in those rooms, he's going to notice that, bro, you're the lowest paid linebacker and probably the best linebacker in this room. Outside of Khalil Mack and Von Miller, who are really edge rushers. You know what I'm saying? But let's just be real. When it comes to flat out linebacking, Jaylon Smith is a top 3 linebacker in the NFL. Well, guess what? He's getting paid like between 8 or 9. Now, yeah, the guarantee puts him at about 4, but guess what? You got to get there. And do Dallas Cowboy players get to the end of their contracts? For the most part, no, they do not. They do not. So, as long as this deal is friendly for the next 5 years, which I'm sorry, it makes it hard for me to believe it, man. Because LVE's contract is going to be the one that's going to wake him up. Because I just don't see. I mean, think about this. I mean, LVE at least is gonna. If Jaylon got 12, LVE's 2 years from now. LVE's gonna get 16, 17. So it's like, that conversation's gonna happen at some time. So I don't want to be the pissy fan. I don't want to be the pissy fan and not, and piss in your yogurt. But like I said. A disc, like my boy says, yeah, it's true that a discount stays a discount and a big long contract isn't always paid. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only problem. You know what I'm saying with it? If Jaylon Smith is going to take this humble approach and he's going to overlook all these other linebackers that he's outplaying, but also he makes less money then he's okay to do that for the next 5 years, then guess what? I have no problem with it. But I feel like this is going to be a conversation we're going to come back to at some point. But hey, man, we're at training camp. Let's see some action, man.
Yeah, I was actually showing the action right now.
Wait, Wayne, hold up real quick. Wait, I'm going to throw this question to you, Boss Cowboy. Wayne made a statement and somebody liked it, so I want you to ask the question. He says, West Coast, it's not possible to pay all of our top players at their position. Why isn't it, Wayne? Tell me why isn't it? Because we have the money. But go ahead, Boss Cowboy.
I mean, yeah, we have the money to pay every player that we want to pay. Like, I think this is actually well played by Steven, because I'm actually starting to lean on and actually more so believe that Steven was not even more so preaching to the big three when he was talking about the team-friendly deal that he wanted to take. I think he was more so preaching to anybody else who wanted to kind of try to come get paid. I think that's what was happening. He was like, if you want to come get paid, your time is now. So he was saying stuff like, and leaking out stuff like, and now looking at it through hindsight, what was some of the stuff he was saying? We got defensive players to pay. We can't pay the big three because we have defensive players that can pay. So he was saying agents If you want your player to get paid right now, come holler at me. And that's what happened with Jaylon. Jaylon agent reached out, and they actually did the deal within 10 days. They talked about.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I'm actually sitting here with my boy Ronnie Braxton. He actually trains Jordan Lewis. Say what's up, Ronnie?
Well, how y'all doing? So with it.
Yeah, I actually played ball with him at U of A, so he's a trainer right now. Tell him some of your clients.
Cowboys, Louisiana, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Byron Jones, Chris Harris Jr., Keith Talib, Bradley Roby, Jalen Ramsey, AJ Boye. I got 25 NFL DBs, 11 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah. So this is the guy that we was talking about when we had the Coach Butler. We had Coach Butler on, Coach Tuck, I'm sorry. We had Coach Tuck on about, what was that, a week ago?
Nah, that was, I guess you say, but not about 2 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks because it was a week before training camp.
We talking about Ronnie Braxton, and he said Ronnie Braxton actually taught him how to actually be a real professional trainer that actually deals with athletes. This is the guy he was talking about. So I saw him walking in the door. We go catch up, because he's my boy. But at the same time, like, he told me some really quality information that we might talk about later about just kind of working with players because, one thing that I'm not going to talk about it in detail because it was in confidence, but I'm going to tell you this. It's a lot of people that was against Byron Jones having that surgery. It was a lot of people. It was some people that actually advised him not to. And I'm telling you for a fact, that's a fact. It's some people but now hindsight is going to be 2020. And I said this, I disagree with him having the surgery because like I said on the show, I said it yesterday. I said, as I played, I know that sometimes, and this is a fact, some surgeries are optional. And he chose to have that surgery, which I believe was for trade negotiations to try to lock him in.
Yeah, that's why,
I'm actually looking at a text from somebody that I don't know, and I'm going to just be quiet. Yeah, but anyway.
Hey, boss, look at the inbox I just sent you to your inbox. But what I'll say is turn the camera so they can see the whole screen, so they can see the whole field.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but not on the. My boy boss ain't getting it. Just turn it like you're videotaping.
Man, hold on, man. We'll talk about this.
But yeah, man. While we on here, man, I just want to thank a few people that's watching. A couple people that's watching. We got Adrian Sanchez up here. Good morning, Anthony. What's up with you? Kerry, what's up with you? Wayne, you can pay all your top players with number one positions. Then there's no. Yes, you can, Wayne. You can. I know I'm not, but this is my thing. If you're going to say you can't do something, provide in the comment box the reasons why. Because right now, as of 2020, we're gonna have $97 million available in the cap. So that you do have the money to sign everyone that you need to sign. Every year, people get it done. Every single year, every team gets it done. So it's like, the Dallas Cowboys are not in a position where we don't have the money. The Dallas Cowboys are in a position, like Stephen Jones said, he said, they don't want to. It has nothing to do with the Dallas Cowboys not having the money.
Hey, they're in one-on-ones right now, man. So if anybody want to kind of peek at it, that's what they're doing right now. Witten just dropped the ball. Somebody just beat Lewis, but they did like 4 moves. That'll never work in the NFL. And then that's your boy right there, Pollard. He won on that quite easily. That was like taking candy from a baby. So now we got Kayvon Frazier coming up.
Can you zoom in a little?
One thing I want to tell you that's kind of weird, West Coast.
Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in?
Number 5, the quarterback. They got him playing receiver.
No!
Hold on real quick. Hold on, I'm checking him out. That was good coverage, Joe, Ronnie. That was good coverage, man. He broke on him, bro.
You sitting out, hey?
Nah, he wasn't on 8, bro. He was at least 3 yards off of him. Yeah, from Dallas, both of us. You could tell from the accent. Got him. Kayvon on the L. So So I learned from my boy West.
Wayne, go look at the Pittsburgh Steelers all the way up until for the last years. Look at the Dallas Cowboys when we had the triplets. I mean, we look at pretty much every team, bro. Like every team plays their top players. Like that's not an excuse to not play your players. My thing is this: if you're not gonna pay them, why are you gonna draft them? And that's the dumbest thing about the Dallas Cowboys is we're talking about players that we actually drafted. So not only do we only want to waste the draft pick that we did on actually drafting these people, is you don't even want to get that residual on it. So you basically want to pay someone to get through all their ups and downs before and get them in their prime to then let them go to another team. That makes absolutely no sense. So we're talking about not paying players that we actually drafted. Hey, boss, they're asking, can you zoom in?
Oh, they gave it on Witten. Whoa. They gave a PR on Witten.
And to be honest with you, think about this. The Dallas Cowboys said that they offered all three of them top 5 contracts. So that right there lets you know that we have the money to do it.
They wouldn't call that no game.
And what top players got to get signed next year? Because Jaylon Smith's already been signed.
OPI.
Got him. Hold him. That's a flag. Oh, good pick. Good pick. Oh, they need to go and get him, bro. Hey, number 44, Phillips on the pick, bro. They need to stop playing.
Hey, can you zoom in?
He got to be on the roster.
Can you zoom in?
No, not with Zoom.
Oh, yeah, because I forgot he's on. Yeah, you should be able to. Just try.
Pick one-on-one. Yeah, 39. Westry also practicing just by the way because he hadn't been suited out while he was in California. But now we got Westry, and that's on Cobb. Got him, coach. Ooh, got him. Got him, coach. Easy, bro. He didn't let Cobb off the line, bro. 6-4 corners, that's something to be reckoned with, bro. He left him on that line of scrimmage, brother. Oh, my God. Let me see. Pick. Oh, come on, Jay. That wasn't Jalen. That was LBE. Ooh, these boys, like, defense out here looking good. Hey, man. Hey, I wish I could zoom in. If I was on my regular phone, I would, but I can't do Zoom. Now, these boys is out here looking real nice. Okay, this is who? Got him, coach. He's still got it. Boom.
Oh.
Easy. We got Anthony Brown versus Gallup. Easy money. I'm going with Gallup. What I say? Pushing. PI. Look, he see him throw the hat. That was super PI. But anyway, they ain't call it, so we'll call it a win for the defense. Let me see. Good D, Woozay. I see you. I see you, Woozay. Shut down. Yeah, so guy ain't nothing now, huh? Okay. Okay, so this should be easy money for Lewis. We got Wilson versus Lewis. Okay, now this is where everybody want to see Pollard on the linebacker. This is an athlete on the field. This should be easy money. Got him, coach, with no problem. Bad ball. Who threw that ball? Oh, that was a bad ball, Dad.
Hey, boss, Cowboy. Hey, boss. Hey, boss, can you follow?
And beat him, bro.
Hey, boss, when they throw the ball, can you follow can you have the camera follow a little bit so we can see the pass?
Hey,
it's all good. It's all good.
I'll be a better cameraman. But this is real solid one-on-one. So we got.
Hey, and you in good action too. You doing good, man. You doing good. No matter what they saying in the comment box.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, it'd be a whole different story.
You know, deep ball. You don't know about deep ball. You can sit on everything right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah, if I'm playing right here, I'm sitting on 5.
All right, so they testing Pollard with Phillips. So let's see if got him with ease again. With ease. And you know what? Tony Pollard is doing this like loafing. You notice that?
Huh?
Like he is not running at all, and he is beating these linebackers like it's nothing.
Yes, and guess what? He's beating them all in the pass game. That's where you want to use them.
Pollard in the pass game, bro.
That's where you want to use them.
Yeah, Pollard is literally destroying these linebackers, and he is half speed. I swear to God, there is nothing fast about what he's doing. When you watch this, you know when guys is going half speed and when they all out. And Pollard is just destroying these little linebackers. Maybe it's the quality of competition he's going against because he didn't really go against any starters, but You always want to see that, just like in boxing. When you're supposed to beat somebody, you're supposed to beat them handily, and that's what happened, at least with Pollard. So anyway, we can talk more football.
What they doing? So man, my boy Wayne says you're acting like top 5 money is slap in the face. You can't have all 3 highest paid at their position. But see, I'm gonna read his comments. Then it's not gonna happen. Being a Cowboy fan since the '70s, and I'm trying to argue with you, bro. First off, I'm gonna tell you this, right? Being a Cowboy fan from the '70s does not make you smarter than me, a Cowboy fan, because my mom had me in 1982. That is not my fault. So you cannot hang over the fact that you've been a Cowboy, that you've been alive longer than me. You can't hold that against somebody, man. Y'all got to stop that. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? I've been a Cowboy fan since it don't matter. Being a, we're talking, and more importantly, we're talking football here. So, that's beside the point. But what I am saying is this: the Dallas Cowboys offered their top 3 players top 5 money. So that lets you know that they have the money to do it. Because if they did not have the money to do it, they couldn't offer them top 5 money. You know what I'm saying? That's realistic. So yes, what I'm saying is realistic. The Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott doesn't want to be the highest paid person at his position. That's not what he's asking for. Neither is Amari Cooper. The only person that's asking for that is the only person who actually deserves it, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott is the only one asking to be the highest paid person at his position. Dak has never once said that. Amari Cooper has never once said that. So that's something else we got to clear up also, is that's not what they're asking. Dak is asking, I think, a little bit more than Carson Wentz, which is realistic. Amari Cooper is asking, a little bit more than around with Michael Thomas. Why? Because, if you trend his stats, that's where he'd be at. Now, I don't think he's going to get a dubber, not from Dallas, but I definitely think he should get 17, 18. But yes, Zeke should be the highest paid running back in the NFL because he is the best running back in the NFL. If you are the best at what you do at your job and you don't get paid like it, you should quit. Period. And if that's what's going on and you allow them to do that at your job, that's on you, man. Like, that's on you. That's on you. But if you were the best at your job, you should get paid like it. That's real. And if they ain't paying you like it, that's a problem. That should be a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back on. But I appreciate I appreciate your comment though. He says, I never said I know where, then I agree. Okay. Buddha says, I really hope they don't even think about trading. You can't even, I'm going to be honest with you, trading Zeke is a non-factor. Like, that is such a non-factor. Like, first off, can I ask you guys a question? Why would a team, just to say if you're not even, I want everybody who thinks that trading Zeke is even possible to listen right now. If you are a team that's not the Dallas Cowboys, why would you trade for a player who is not wanting to play for the team that he is right now because he wants more money? That makes no sense, because then you're going to be responsible for giving him that money. Because you know what he's going to do when he gets to Oakland? He'll just sit there. He'll just sit there. Yeah, I'm going to hold out. I'm not getting no. So why would Oakland even take that chance? Like, it sounds so dope to be like, we should just trade him. But that's not how it works. Why would a team do that? And then secondly, right, for this Herschel Walker trade, first off, there was no salary cap when Herschel Walker got traded. There's a salary cap now. So a lot of stuff that Dallas did, just like that Roy Williams trade, Roy Williams, we bought the wide receiver, none of that stuff is even possible because of the salary cap. So you guys are like mixing like 1970 wants with 2019 expectations. Like, that's not even, it's not even realistic. Show me something.
Yeah, first team offense, first team defense, and then Tyron Smith is not out there. L for the offense.
Hey, kind of explain the play as you see it.
First team defense. One thing, they said that Heath wasn't out there, but Heath is out there. So, they running with Cobb, they running with Gallup, and they running with Tony P and Whitney. But one thing is just letting you know, this is not a good sign too. Your boy Tyron is not out there with the stars.
Tyron Crawford or Tyron Tyron Smith.
So they in man coverage. Yeah. Dak to Cobb. Lewis lost.
Wait, I want to read one of these comments real quick. My boy Jay says, knee-jerk reactions lead to furious thoughts. We need Zeke and out of fit 3, least with the getting the money. Absolutely. Miss Sykes says, the best should be defined by how well you represent the brand on and off the field. Zeke does not deserve it. So then if that's the case, Jerry doesn't deserve to write him a check. Because Jerry Jones was drunk in public talking on air just last week at the Rams game, when he said that crazy stuff about Zeke and when he said that crazy stuff about Tony Pollard, about him getting his quarterback killed. Jerry Jones, if you Google Jerry Jones with hoes, you'll see all the pictures of all the women he done got caught with. So if the person who can't so that means I would think that Jerry Jones isn't qualified to even have a team then. Robert Kraft isn't qualified to have a team. I just want to make sure that we don't have expectation on these young men that these older billionaires aren't even setting themselves, because that's not right.
West Coast.
What's up?
FYI, real good information to know. They got Jordan Lewis as the starting right corner, and they got Anthony Brown as the nickel. So that's something I was interested in seeing. So, but that was in the nickel package. I just want to kind of relay that. I'm seeing the first team offense versus first team defense. Just kind of keeping everybody in the loop as you're talking about. So yeah, it look like right now they have Jordan Lewis as the starting right corner. So second team defense is out there now, and they have Alamba, Wilson, Kayvon Frazier, and 29. I forgot his name.
Hey, how is Devin Smith? How my boy Devin Smith? Is he with the first team offense?
So now it's second team offense versus second team defense.
Hey, where is Devin Smith playing?
Devin Smith is not even out there yet, brother. So
What?
he didn't get any first team snaps. He's getting second team snaps right now, though. So he's out there right now with John Bay Johnson. So, but they look like they battling. They got Smith out there with Wilson, with John Bay. So it looked like Smith is working up a little bit. But he got absolutely no first team run.
Dang.
Yo.
Dang. And you know what? I got some folks, the response to my answer, billionaires who write the checks have a different set of rules they get to play by. Wow, is that right? Different. Kerry says the difference between everyone else is the owners write the checks. And guess what? There was once a time where they said that women couldn't vote. And guess what? They marched against that, and now women can vote. So guess what? The things that might be the standard can be always pressed against, and they can change them. You know what I'm saying? So just because it's one way now doesn't mean it's right. And we know that mentality is not right at all. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I think that Zeke has represented the brand fairly well to as much as he possibly could. You know what I mean? He's still 23. He was 22. He was 20 years old when the whole situation with the domestic violence happened. He was 23. Well, he was 24 when this situation in Vegas happened. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, let's some, you know, if we're old enough and we have kids, let's think about some of the stuff that our kids was doing when we was 20 years old and 23 years old. I mean, just because they're millionaires don't mean that when they got that $1 million check that it came with a receipt for wisdom with it also. Like I never known anybody to get smarter just because they got more money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's typically not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when you deal with a league in NBA where and an NBA and an NFL where it's primarily children between the ages of 21 to 24 years old, I think there has to be some type of leeway given for that. I think there has to be. Like I think that has to be real. I think that has to be a realistic expectation. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about it is the domestic violence situation, he wasn't even in the NFL when that happened. That happened when he was in college. So You know, I just think people feel that their seasons are in jeopardy and they have nobody to blame, so they blame Zeke because he's the easy target. Why? Because the narrative is that, you know, he's not representing the city, or he's not. No, he is representing. He's representing the Elliott brand that's on the back of his shirt, and I don't knock him because if you ask West Coast, will I do this for the right amount of money? No, I won't. You got to know your self-worth. How are I going to be a parent teaching my child that they are supposed to have self-worth about themselves, and I'm gonna let someone go against mine? No, there's some things in life you got to say no to. It's called the power of no. Miss Tina, I love your comments too. She's actually a president of one of the larger clubs out there in North Carolina. Make sure you Miss Tina, make sure you put your info in the comment box so that anybody out there want to connect with you, they can definitely connect with you. Change takes time, and time is on these players' side. Stop being an enabler by defending foolishness. I'm going to ask you to slap yourself because you were the same person that was on here talking about that he needs to represent himself well, even though Jerry Jones has had multiple situations of misrepresenting himself. You know what I'm saying? And then it's okay because it's okay for the parent to not do the right thing, but it's not okay for the child. Like, that doesn't even make no sense. Like, I don't even believe that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that at all. Boss Cowboy, how we doing out there?
Man, I can tell you right now from what I'm seeing West Coast that your boy Georgia Local probably not going to make it unless he really shine this preseason game. Because he not getting no snaps out here, brother. He's right now buried under the depth chart. Just he going to have to make some serious noise because he really only maybe second quarter snaps. But right now they playing Heat and they playing Woods and then they go with Wilson as the second team, and then they go with Kayvon Frazier.
Yeah.
They have Jordan Lewis as the starting right corner right now.
I love it. And you want to know why I love it? Because Byron Jones' injury, I mean, I would have love for you to ask him, do he think that Byron Jones is going to be ready for week 1? I mean, he's probably going to say something positive, so never mind. That would have been a dead question. Never mind. But, yeah, I'm under the impression. I mean,
positive?
I said he probably, I mean, he had better say something positive. That's his coach, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that would have been you get what I mean? Hey, what's up with my boy Donovan Wilson out there?
I like that poly. Even though he didn't get outside, I like that.
What you see?
He's going to be the best linebacker in the NFL for a long time.
Yeah, water wet on that one, bro. Straight up. Yeah, what I just saw was Pollard, man. He saw somebody fill the A gap. He saw it bounced out. He didn't just run into traffic. You know, he's using his vision. It was real quick. It was real subtle. It was just nothing on the outside too. The defense did a great job of having containment. So they basically iced him out. But I still like the vision that I saw out of him.
Yeah, can we get? Will they allow you to go on that side?
I'm seeing what you're saying with Hyder too, West Coast. Hyder's starting to flash even more to me, bro.
Yeah, 5'1", man. You see him all over the place.
Yeah, 51. His motor, especially when you're looking at a practice motor, he got a great motor. When somebody's just popping out at practice, that's more so who they are as a person.
What about 5'6"? What about 5'6"? Joe.
They got second team defense out there, and there's still no signing of Georgia Loca.
Where is? Hey, I got two people I need you to check on. Where is Donovan Wilson? Where's Donovan Wilson playing at right now?
Witten on the slant. And I ain't gonna lie, Witten look a little bit. You know what? Yeah, Witten look like time did reverse on him, man. He might be on that juice.
Boss Cowboy. Hey, Boss Cowboy remind you of that drunk cousin that you be trying to talk to all day, and they be at the party, and you be on the phone trying to be like, and they put you on hold, and they talk to 50,000 people in the room. That's Boss Cowboy.
Hey, look. Hey, you know what? But I'm gonna tell you one thing that I like that they doing. Every time they run out under the huddle, they crank the music up. And so what they doing is they trying to give them crowd noise.
Yeah.
So
and they trying to make sure that you don't pick up on them signals.
Okay. Say, man, Cooper Rush, he growing on me, man. Yeah.
Hey, Boss Cowboy, guess where Cooper Rush went to college? Where you go to college at?
What'd you say, brother?
Where Cooper Rush go to college at?
Man, what's Cooper Rush go to college? Eastern Illinois. I remember it was a real kind of nothing school. But now Cooper Rush, he out here throwing with confidence, man. Oh, they got an athlete on the stiff. You got to take that. They got oh, there it is. Oh yeah, still an athlete on the stiff. Yeah, you got to go at Wilson. Yeah, they showing a blitz up. Yeah. So that's gonna be K-Bond on Wilson. You got to take that rush. You got to take it.
Hey.
He took John Vay.
Hey, where is dang, I just forgot the goddamn name. Who I was gonna say. Who did I want to Donovan Wilson. Where's Donovan Wilson? Boss Cowboy. I think we might have lost Boss Cowboy out there. Like I said, man, Boss Cowboy is like that. You know that cousin in your family that you call them and they be at the party and they be like,
that's not. They can split up the tight end.
You be on the phone like, bruh, is you coming or not? And they be like, hey, auntie, yeah, baby, I know. I'm going to be over there in a minute. I don't know. Like, auntie, is you coming or not?
Yeah. How you know, like, running? You say they got a good DB coach, and this is coming from my boy Running Braxton, who also played DB. He was an all-state guy to Texas. He also trained. How many Pro Bowlers you trained? 11. So why you say they got a good coach?
I mean, you get to watch Joe Woods, that was at Denver, who now is San Francisco 49ers. You get to watch the Seahawks secondary. When he was there, and then watch him come here.
You saying that he is Chris Rashawn?
Huh?
You talking Chris Rashawn?
Yeah, Rashawn.
Okay.
Rashawn, he animated, football IQ. He challenged the captain, and he a high energy coach. You can sit there and watch him, and then he a technician.
Yeah.
And he don't just teach technician. If you're a 5'10" corner or a 6'4" corner, he customized the game to help you.
Right.
And that's important as a DB coach. Everybody can't coach it. Some people coach a 5'8" corner the same way they coach a 6'2" corner. You can't do that.
Right. And this is coming from an NFL trainer. So my boy Running Braxton is not just anybody talking. So he's somebody that also trains like Chris Shaw. That's Mike White throwing Jesus. Mike White was throwing to Jesus. There was nobody even in the vicinity, brother. You think that was a wrap? Watch. Okay. See, I'm over here blaming Mike White, and it was Guy. And that's your boy. Hey, but I agree with you in the games, though. When I watch him in the games, he don't cover like he covering out here, man.
He played receiver his whole life. He got the Dallas. This is his first time playing DB.
He's 6'3", though, right?
He long. He moved well. Just never played the position.
Okay.
It looks like he's gonna make the team. That's the first kickoff. First field goal.
Yeah. Oh no, he gonna make the team, bro. You can tell he gonna make the team from the simple fact that they starting to interview him after games and stuff like that, and he's and you can tell when the media start getting behind you, they've anointed you. Here. Other places, the field speak along.
What did Wick do in that year that made him be able to move?
What you mean?
What did Wick do in that year off?
Oh, in the year off that made him able to kind of get to where he is now?
What made him take that year off?
Oh, what made him take the year off?
Money.
Money. I mean, that Monday night job.
Cause I was at practice. I was at practice the day of the draft. Huh?
Hey, Mayer, who was that Mayer with the missed kick? They said he was 100% yesterday. He just hit the upright today. Bang. So we watching Mayer.
Hey, say something, boss.
Familiar with the make. So they send it made to the left hash. Left hash is where he does his thing. Made 2 or 3. They send him into the middle of the field. Is it in the evening? I'll do it tomorrow. So he 3 or 4. This your son home stadium.
This is my son home stadium.
Bro, this is crazy, bro.
You want to tell you what's even crazy? I get to sit right up there and watch him.
What, VIP the boxes? I mean, brother, you living the dream, brother. You living the dream.
I gave my life to Jesus, man.
Jesus Christ.
Real talk. I laid everything down. When I walked that football. Still today, this is what I tell everybody. I seen B-Mid, Johnson, all of them. I said, God gave me the most football because I sacrificed the most. I laid everything down for him. 90 first-round draft picks. God bless him.
Well, Ronnie, I'm going to tell you, though, man, your recruiting trip was probably the craziest recruiting trip I've ever had in my life, bro. And that's between me and you, what happened.
Never forget.
I'll never forget it either. Like, I mean, that's the night we supposed to have just had a ball and we ended up talking about the Lord.
Up against the fence at Campbell Jones, looking at Cougar players.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't take me where I wanted to go because you said, look, I'm sad.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happened, bro.
And this for you, that was the beginning
of everything.
It was. It was. So this is where how crazy life is.
It is.
Bradley, Roby, Harris Jr., Talib, Will Parks. I can just keep on naming. Cameron Wade, Aaron Donald. Like, we had a Von Miller Day out there. So we go to Nick and Sanders Von Miller Day.
Wow.
You know, I'm at the table and I'm sitting with, literally 25 Pro Bowls. You know, they get up and they leave. They going to the next spot. They say, hey, Truth, you coming with us? One of them say, hey, bro, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. You can't miss.
Hey, man.
I tell them, I say, hey, bro, I got a purpose and I got a destiny.
Yeah.
And right now, my purpose is to help y'all become and understand how to be better men. My destiny is to teach every football player how to live for Jesus Christ. And if I go with you to the next spot, I wouldn't be fulfilling my purpose and what God has called me to be in this game.
Salute.
How you get a sermon in there that quick? I ain't even mad at you.
And this video, Will Park, Roby laughed at me last week.
Uh-huh.
He said, bro, I'll never forget. We had all them females at the table, and you not once got tempted.
Man, see, he don't know you.
Huh?
He don't know you then.
We don't know.
Come on, bro.
Or Brandy. We don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, bro.
I'm going to show you the pictures
Of what was out there.
that was at the party.
Yeah, it was.
It's not
All right.
Right. Yeah, you talking about the amount of beauty. I'm with you.
Looks like our logo didn't open anyone's eyes either.
My boy played the devil. He said he walked out there and said, real, check this out. I'm hitting her, and her tonight.
So we're live. What's up with you guys? So we're live at Dallas Cowboy training camp. We got my boy Boss Cowboy out there doing a couple things, seeing a couple things. I see some people in the comment box. Janelle, we're on it. You're not able to. We are zoomed in about as close as we can get.
We watching this punt return right now. One thing that was kind of interesting that I haven't seen yet is they have right now Cobb filled in the punt return, man.
Should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They had that's what they had at training camp. They had Cobb doing all the safe punts, and then they had number 11 doing all the other punts. But the number 11 did not have a good game this past week, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Yeah, good point. Yeah, Reggie Davis with that muff punt.
And then he tried to make it up on every punt, which is worse.
Yeah, because that was his chance to make the team, and right now they not really looking like they kind of showing him. They going with veteranship. But like my boy Ronnie Braxton just said, man, I want to see my boy Tavon back there. No, that's Reggie Davis. Yeah.
Number 11.
10.
He not practicing.
I don't see him either, bro.
Cooper and Tavon Austin out.
Yeah.
Cooper said that he had hopes of returning to practice next week. So I'm assuming that would lead you to believe that he's not playing at all training camp, because next week means that he would only be eligible to play in the final game, and we all know he's not playing in the final game.
Right.
So he's done for preseason.
Yeah, so and that's why I think this is Jerry's last pull out his butt move to try to use Jaylon as this last week's effort to salt the waters to try to get those 3. Because I was actually talking to JT with 105.3 The Fan. He actually mentioned me too, because I asked him a question as soon as I got here and I saw them doing the show. I said, man, you think they're using that Jaylon contract to try to leverage the 3? He went right on the show and said it. He said, I was talking to Marcus. He didn't call me Boss Cowboy. He said, I was talking to Marcus, and are they using Jaylon to leverage the other 3? Yeah, and that's the game. Is what's sad though is most of the fans don't see it. They right now mad at the players, and that's what they want. They want the public perception that it's the players out here being greedy, and it's the players that's out here holding up the Dallas Cowboys from being great. When really, if you go ahead and sign those guys and pay them, you get them out there for preseason 3 where they can get that final quality dress rehearsal before the season, and they won't have no rust on them. But the only person that's actually playing right and doing everything right is the one that's actually still being done wrong, and that's number 4 sitting in this corner right here.
I agree.
Yeah, he doing everything right, and you leaking lies on him. You doing all this kind of stuff.
You ain't been in trouble off the field.
Yup, you doing everything right, and they still saying he's not a team player as they leaked the $40 million out there. So.
Yeah, and I love it when people say, well, West Coast, Ezekiel Elliott, he has all these off-field issues. I bet if he didn't have no off-field issues, he'd be paid. I'd be like, well, damn, so why they ain't paid Dak Prescott yet? And you know what they say? They say, oh, it's different. Then I'd be like, how is different? And then they don't respond back to me no more.
I'm seeing Anthony Brown on a lot of special teams. Man, you think I'm gonna ask you a question, man? It just look like Dak and they having a quarterback competition. They look like they're trying to hit the uprights. Him and Mike White.
That's what ran that play going on the ground. They put him on every special team.
Yeah. Yeah, my boy Ronnie said what I said, man. I said if you have Mo and Carr with this pass rush, they'd probably be just as good or better. Because, see, people forget that they was covered for 7 seconds.
Man, that Mo Claiborne, I told everybody.
Is he staying healthy, though?
Mo Claiborne is strapping.
And you know what? Somebody told me this, Ronnie. They said that Talib got hurt after he started working with you. That's real talk.
Man,
Matter of fact, it was Coach. Coach told me that.
Statistically,
Your boys don't get hurt.
When you watch his career, he was injured every year before he came to me.
Yeah.
Came to me, made a Pro Bowl in New England, but didn't play because he was injured in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Came with me with Denver 4 years Pro Bowl. Left.
Got hurt.
I heard it happen.
Yeah. And see, I saw you work.
And he ain't been the same since.
So, cause I saw you work. Like, one thing, I'm going to tell you, one of the craziest things I saw you do, Ronnie, was when you had those guys backpedaling and catching the ball up that hill. I've never seen anything like that, brothers.
I mean, we backpedaled underwater.
Yeah.
At the lake.
At the lake.
At the lake. You don't even know the depth. And this is what I feel like it's just a psychological thing.
Right. Don't give your secrets away.
All right, my boy Dwayne says, West Coast, what do you think if we can sign the big 3 plus Jaylon Smith? Is the cornerback the odd man out? I don't think there's any odd man out because the Dallas Cowboys aren't we're not in any type of financial position where we can't pay anybody. You got to remember that for the last 4 months the Dallas Cowboys have been selling that the Dallas Cowboys don't have money to pay all their superstars, right? But then out of nowhere they pay a guy that they haven't even been talking about, and they're still gonna pay Amari Cooper, Dak, and Zeke. So that lets you know right there that we've always had the money. It's never been about the money. It's always been about the will to spend the money. That's what it's always been about this whole entire time. It's always been about the will to spend the money, not if you're actually going to have the money or not. And think about this. I mean, what can you tell a team? What can a player tell a team if a team is telling you we don't have the money? What can they tell you? They can't really tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? But what can they tell you when they're saying that they don't want to pay it? They can give you every excuse in the book.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, most people under the assumption that it's only so much to go around. They don't understand that accounting also works into this too. So when you say accounting, there's ways for you to move money up the road to where you can sign everybody you want to sign now, but you back in and load that contract where you still do who you want. And so he did. And one thing else too, man, like if you look at Jaylon contract, the reports that's going to come out that the cap hit to Jaylon is, guess what? With all the millions that they just talked about that he just signed for, the cap hit this year is only $500,000 extra. The cap hit was $2 million. Now they saying it's 2.5 as a cap hit this year. So it shows you with all the millions that you seeing up front, they got one-on-ones and it's 7-on-7 downfield. So we're looking at both. Hopefully you can see both. So they got the one-on-ones. That's Taco. Fleming won that one, buddy. Fleming beat you, Taco. But so basically, yeah. So it just shows you the amount of space they can create when they want a player. I say Williams won that. He got pushed though. He got pushed back. Oh, got him, coach. Come on, man. Your second move won the business. He got him off the ball, though. So we get to see my boy Fredericks, my boy Knockney. Let's go, Knockney. Oh, Fredericks with the easy domination on Woods. Let's see it again. So now they go with the second team center. And Woods huddling. The different skill make, huh? The different skill make. I wasn't even looking, man. I was looking at this line. What I missed? So that's the nickel package out there. You can see you got Jordan Lewis to the left, right? Then you gonna have Anthony Brown right there in the nickel. Then you got Awuzie. I mean, that's to the left. This is the right. That's Jordan Lewis right there. Ooh, good kicks. Who threw that ball? Dak? Man, you see that catch by Gallup? Say, boy, that was Gallup. Gallup showing up, man. Say, boy. Say, man, that was some, oh, got him. L. Big ball to Smith, slightly off by Rush.
We appreciate you guys for watching along. It's your boy West Coast. We got Boss Cowboy live out there at practice. Looked like it may have frozen up a little bit. Let me see if I can get you guys back over here. Man, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow because tomorrow we're gonna be live at practice again. So make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow. You guys already know what it is. Also, hey, make sure you guys tune in later on today at 4:30. Make sure you tune in today at 4:30 at 6:30 time. That's out there in Texas. But you guys already know what it is, man. Never look down because the star is up. Peace.